Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to Jarun on the Impossible Dream. Today it is a transfer special. We have a lot of work to do as we try and build a team to compete in the top flight of Croatian football, and we're going to be doing it at a new stadium. Our old stadium didn't meet the league requirements, so we're moving to this one, and it has 5,000 seats. So hopefully, I don't know if this is a permanent move or if we were to get relegated, if we'd go back to the old one, but let's look at it as though we're moving permanently, because I don't intend on getting relegated, and we can expand it to 6,000. We are renting. Ideally, we're going to want to build our own stadium, aren't we? So let's hope this is the impossible dream that we get the Aussie Villain Arena. But there is so much to do. We've got a little bit of money to do it with. 75 grand more or less to spend in a transfer budget. We've got about 10 grand a week. It looks like that we can spend. It's going to go a little bit more because it's going to, when contracts expire, go down what we're currently spending. So about 10 grand a week in wages. And yeah, we need a lot of players and a lot of good players. So are we going to do it? Let's find out exactly what happens, because I have no idea where this is going to go.
Jarune, za tebe mi dijete diše, tu je važno samo jedno, nogomet i ništa više.
Alright, we've got a few league things to catch up on here as we put last season to bed. We had our first ever, or our highest ever finish as a club in the second tier. We had a record low number of defeats, so well done to us on that one. Record low number of draws. We had, who's this? This is goalkeeper that we might or might not be signing. Pranjic, as we already saw, was the Golden Boot winner in the league, not just for us, so well done to him. Rejikovic was the best rookie. I don't know if that's the equivalent of best young player. Yeah, best young player of the year, so I'm assuming that's under 27 or whatever it seems to be. I got manager of the year, so well done to me. And then team of the year, we had a few, as you would expect. Rejikovic, Babic, Boskovic, Agul, and Pranjic all made team of the year. And Pranjic also managed to win player of the year. What a player he was. And he was sort of a nothing, wasn't he, when we first took over. I really didn't think he was going to be anything, and he just turned into an absolute star. Let's hope he can carry that on next season in the top flight. We have breaking news out of Croatia this evening as newly promoted Jarun make their first signings of the window as a pair of midfielders join the club. Now for more, we cross live to local-ish reporter Chaz Hogan. Yeah, thanks mate. Another year of covering Aussie Villain for the folks back home. Yeah, I suppose there's worse places I could be than Zagreb. But if anybody knows where I can get a 4X in the town, let me know, will yous? So we have our first signings of the window, both are midfielders. Let's have a look at what we've got here. So 28-year-old Rocco Persa. Now he was released from a Maltese club, I want to say. So we're signing him £750 a week as a regular starter. Fans like him. I like him. Let's have a look at him. And he's just a little bit of everything, isn't he? No particular strengths, no particular weaknesses, maybe tackling. But we've hopefully got a bit of a poor Scholes type. At 28, he's not too old. He's not obviously not going to get much better, though, we wouldn't have thought. And if we have a look at his career to date, we can see here he has played around the Croatian league a little bit, spent a little bit of time in the top flight, has he? Not playing anyway, but certainly at clubs in the top flight. And yeah, he's sort of gone off on a bit of a European tour. 2 seasons in Malta, or a season in Malta, and he's going to come back home and hopefully be a success. Now, the other player that we've signed, now he's not actually with us just yet, but when his contract expires, you can see there, July 1st, he will be. £110 a week for this guy, squad player, and let's have a look at him. Now, he is a Slovenian, 24 years old. What I'm trying to do here is get another Boskovic in. Now, he's a decent tackler. He's okay at passing, good vision though, good determination. Physically, he can jump. And that's about the nicest thing we can say about him. But hopefully he comes in, he trains well, and we get a good midfield option. And if we have £110 a week too, so we get a free transfer, can't really go wrong with him. His career to date, we can see he's been around the Slovenian leagues, a little bit of time in their top flight, a little bit of time in their second tier, and well, hopefully he does well in the Croatian top tier. Yeah, watching on TV now. Oh, the excitement of fixture release day, nothing like it is there. Oh, here it is. Meanwhile, newly promoted Jarun start away at Dinamo Zagreb. Oh, for f***'s sake. So, that could be easier, couldn't it? Away to Dinamo Zagreb. At least it's out of the way early. I don't know how many times you have to play them through the year, but yeah, we'll get a very good idea of where we stand in relation to the biggest team in the country early on. Now, some good news, though, is we will get £1 million in TV rights. So I didn't know exactly what the TV deal was. £1 million, to be honest, is a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. So that will help us because finances are not great. But, you know, if we can budget in £1 million, then obviously they start to look a little bit better, don't they? So, yeah, we'll keep looking at ways to strengthen the team, but we're going to have a very big test first up. All right, we have another signing, and I'm expecting this to be the highest paid signing that we make. It is a goalkeeper, a 36-year-old, well-travelled goalkeeper. You can see from the star ratings, very, very good. Maybe past his best, but still very, very good. He's a star player. He's on £1.1 thousand a week, so it's a big chunk. And like I say, I'm expecting him to be a highest paid player. Let's have a look at him, and I think he's going to do very well for us. Now, the reason that I've gone and got him and spent the money on the goalkeeper is we know defensively we're a little bit of a shambles. I'm hoping having an experienced 35 caps for Montenegro international back there is just going to help just settle everything down and just keep us conceding as fewer goals as possible. Now, if we have a look at his career to date, he has been everywhere. I mean, he's been everywhere. He's been at this Montenegro club since 2003. And then you can see moved around a little bit, spent some time in Iran, some time in Eastern Europe, even went to Saudi Arabia, and now we've got him, and hopefully, like I say, it's a lot of money for us, but hopefully he's going to do well for us. And it is just a one-year deal as well, so if it doesn't work out, it's only 1 year, and I'm hoping too he'll be able to help with the mentoring of Mandic, who is, I think, our more longer-term first-choice goalkeeper. But anyway, hopefully he does well for us, because he's very, very expensive. Alright, we are at July 1st, which of course means contracts have expired and transfer window is open. So 2 players have arrived, one we knew about. This is our Boskovic hopeful. So let's see how he does. Hopefully he'll be okay. And one that you don't know about, and that is Matej Memic. Now he is a right back. He is here to... I've offered a new contract to Filipovic just so we have somebody. So these two at the moment are kind of, I guess, battle out to see who it is our first choice right back. Now, where has he been? I hear you ask. He's sort of been everywhere but the top flight. He did play. Oh no, he's played in the. No, he hasn't played in the top flight. He's been at clubs in the top flight, but he has not played in the top flight. A loan at Slovenia wasn't good enough for Sesvete last season, apparently. So that gives you a rough idea. Oh, we've had him before on loan as well, twice. So I didn't know that. We know him. Let's see what he does for us in the top flight. Hopefully he'll do okay. The salary isn't huge though, £220 a week, so it's a very minor deal in that sense. Alright, we have a signing, nothing to be excited about, but a familiar name from Grindavik, Marco, I should say, Zitkovic. He has come in, he's going to be our backup goalkeeper, £190 a week. What this will enable us to do, we can see him here, very similar to the player we signed, obviously it's the same guy, but you know what I mean, at Grindavik. What this enables us to do is to send Mandrik off, Mandrik, whatever his name is, the young guy, off on loan for the season, so he's still playing while we have our older guy, and then Zivkovic can be the backup. So that's the plan, he's come in. And, yeah, we'll try and get Mandžić out on loan. All right, we have another signing. It is a defender, Jakub Karabatic. He's on £350 a week as a squad player. Now, we would have faced this guy last season because we signed him. He was a free transfer, but we signed him from Vukovar. Now, this guy, he's more of a functional signing than someone that's actually good, really, really strong in the air. Is the reason that I've signed him. I'm thinking from a set piece, he could be very useful. He could get his fair share of goals. Now, if we go and have a look at his career to date, there's nothing that suggests he's going to get a fair share of goals because he has 1 in his career. But I've maintained hope that he will actually do it. He's played once before in the top flights. Yeah, we'll see. Like I say, it's a functional signing, and I'm very hopeful that the height, the aggression, strength isn't terrible. He's not a terrible defender. But, yeah, we're going to hope that put some guys around in there a bit quicker at the back, and he can win all the headers for us. All right, we have another signing. It is a left-back, Dominik Jerkovic. Now, we would have played him again. We would have played him last year. He's on £240 as a fringe player, squad player. He's back up to Rajakovic. Or he might even challenge him, you know. There's a little bit of potential there for him. £240 a week. It says he's left-footed only. He can apparently play on the right-hand side as well. And I don't think he's terrible. I really, really don't. It's a bit of squad depth for us. Now, he was at Sabala last season. Didn't play as much as he probably should have, based on how badly they did. But never played in the top flight before, so we'll give him that chance. He's not old by any means. He's only 22, so there's still some room to develop there for him. And, yeah, it gives us, like I say, we've got a bit of competition at left back now as well as at right back. So, all in all, I think for £240 a week, that's a decent pickup. Boskovic. It's Aussie Villain. Good, mate, good. Listen, mate, I'd love to get you back in a Jarun shirt this season, so what's it going to take? Well, who else wants you? Udinese? I've never heard of him, mate. Oh, come on. Surely you'd rather be here with us. So, I don't think we're going to be getting Boskovic back, unfortunately. This is sort of roughly what his club wants, Lokomotiva, and, I mean, that would be fine. The issue is that 2 clubs interested, and one of them is Udinese. Now, I don't think we're quite at the point yet where we can compete with them on wages. We can't even afford anything near the transfer fee, which is $500,000. So, I'm really sad. I really wanted to get Boskovic back. He was an absolute star, but he's going to go on to bigger and better things, it looks like. We have breaking news out of Croatia this evening as Jarun announced 4 signings on the eve of their league campaign kicking off. Now, manager Aussie Villain has been defending accusations of panic signings. I think it's a ridiculous accusation to make. You know what? No, you're right. You caught me. The squad's looking thin. It's not looking very good. So I just signed as many players as I can, and hopefully some of them are good. It's the Harry Redknapp method. Alright, so we have made some signings, just a few, but the big one, club record fee as well, is Vinko Besenic. We got him back. He was transfer listed at Lokomotiva, and we signed him 28 grand, which is obviously it's a club record transfer fee. It is what we had to spend, and I just thought, yeah, he was really, really reliable for us last year. So we got him back £375 a week, which is very, very reasonable as a regular starter. As a reminder of what he looks like, he was just reliable. He was just so reliable. Just put him in there, never gave us a problem, and so it was a bit of a no-brainer to me to bring him back. So really, really pleased with that. But we have signed a few other players as well. The first of those is Brenomir Kavar, another free transfer, £450 as a squad player for him. Let's have a look at him and see exactly what we've got here. And he is a useful squad option. I'm sort of thinking box to box, not the best defender, but he's fairly well rounded. Not the quickest either, but he's 22. He might get a little bit of improvement out of him. And if you want to know how he's done in his career to date, well, we can see there he has not really spent more than a season anywhere. So he's got a 2-year deal with us, so let's hope he lasts. We would have faced him last year against Jabrava. So it looks like he did okay in our division last year, so let's hope he can take the step up with us. Now, another thing we did is we gave Christian Mena, we gave him a full-time deal. He was on a non-contract, so £500 a week as a squad player. I'm hoping there is a little bit of potential there. I'm hoping that best case scenario, he does improve a little bit. Worst case scenario, if we can get 100 grand for him, I'd be absolutely cheering. So we'll see what happens with him. Next signing is Antonio Trograninic. We'll go with that. Another free transfer, £425 as a squad player. Now, we had this guy in on trial, and in the end, I decided to go in for him. The reason for it, physically, he's quick, but there's not much else there to him. But really, really good passer, good vision, good work rate. 24, so we're probably not going to see too much improvement, but I do think that there is potentially a useful Babic backup, attacking midfielder, advanced playmaker, that sort of thing. So we'll see what we get from him. His career to date, he has spent most of his career in Germany at Bayern Munich. That'd be nice. With 1860, he spent a little bit of time, in their lower leagues. He did come through, as it seems like every player did. At Dinamo Zagreb. He did come through at Bayern Munich, Ajax. So there's obviously been potential there at some point. He's not lived up to it, but we'll see if we can drag it out of him. And the final player to catch you in on is Tomislav Gujelji, a C+ from the fans. He is a striker. He is more or less here for backup, £475 a week as a squad player. And let's have a look at him. And he is useful, I think. Now, again, it's someone we would have faced last season. But physically, he's fairly well-rounded. What I do like about him is he has the work rate, vision, teamwork is all fairly good. Off-the-ball movement, composure, finishing, heading as well. He's fairly well-rounded. There's no glaring weakness in his game. So yeah, I think as an option, 3.5 star is pretty good. His career to date, he was at that Croatia Zemzovi team that I can't say. He did spend a little bit of time at Ruzes. Spent a season on loan. At that Croatia team last year. They've been relegated, so he was a free transfer, and we snapped him up. So yeah, we'll see what we get from him. Now, if we have a quick look at the finances here, and you will see we're into the positive. Now, one thing I was able to do is get some friendlies that generated a nice fee for us going away from home, including one against Udinese, which was 50 grand in one game, which was brilliant. Now, we do still have 32 grand to spend on transfers, and we still have about 3 grand a week in the wage budget as well. Now, that is one very good player if we sort of come to that. So we do have room yet. Obviously, the transfer window hasn't closed yet. It's only July 21st, even though our season is about to begin. So, yeah, we do have time and room if something comes up a little bit later in the transfer window. So we'll see what happens. Bikanic just became available transfer listed. So I'm not completely ruling out that we'll do some other transfers. So this brings us to our squad for the start of the season. Goalkeeper, Mijatovic is going to be a big player for us. He's our top paid player. He's vice captain as well, and he needs to settle down that defence for us. We got Zivkovic in to be backup, of course, former Grindavik player on this channel, and we did end up sending Mandic on loan to Jadran LP. Now they were newly promoted up into the second tier, so he's going to be their first choice goalkeeper, and that'll be good for him. The plan for him is hopefully Mijatovic retires at the end of the year, which is what it's kind of shaping up is going to happen. The signs are sort of there that that's what's going to happen, and then he'll be able to come in and be our first choice, having played a full season second tier football. But we'll wait and see exactly how that works out for us. If we go forward to centre back now, yeah, let's have a look at our centre back. So Perkovic is club captain again, creaking a little bit physically and just generally speaking, but hopefully he'll do well for us. Bikanic, massive signing, 23 years old as well. Really, really pleased with that one. We've got Perevic, who we signed last year, of course. This will be his last year with us. He's a free agent at the end of this season, and I don't see a reason to keep him beyond that. This is one of the new boys, Karabatic. Now, very, very good jumping reach. He is here to be a functional defender, and let's hope that he can do that for us. The other options are Karamatic, who is just signed a new deal for this season and next season. We've got Smolojo, who we kept just as a fringe player, which is absolutely fine. He's actually not a bad defender. It's just positioning really lets him down, and I'm a big advocate that defenders need to have good positioning. So yeah, if I could only add like 4 or 5 to that, I think we'd have a very, very good defender in our hands. And the other one that's in the first team for now is Ernan Graf. Now, he can't play in the first team because he's not 17. There was a comment to this, and I did check, and you have to be 17 unless you're deemed to be a high enough potential, in which case you can play at 16. Now, he's very high potential, but it's saying that he can't play in the game. So I'm not sure exactly how high potential we need to be, but yeah, I don't know if there's a way for us to request it, but it's not happening. So he's there in the first team. We'll try and get his mentor, his unambitiousness out of him. But yeah, we'll see how we go there. Now, the fullbacks are where I think are weakest. Radjakovic was very good for us last year. Does have a lot of potential. So hopefully playing him will help him realize that. His deputy will be Jurgovic, one of the new boys. Again, very, very useful looking player. Just needs to learn to play as a wing back as opposed to a fullback, and then he'll be very useful for us. Now, he can play both sides, but on the right hand side, Memic, I think, is going to be first choice. Again, positioning and tackling worry me a little bit, but he's a good player going forward. And a backup to him will be Filipovic. Now, he was back up last year. We offered him a new contract, again, just because we wanted somebody there. So I'm still very much trying to find a better option to be first choice at right wing back for us. Defensive midfielder Dashka was brilliant last year, so he's back for another year. Now, he can play centre back if we need him to as well. But my plan for him is very much to just sit in front of that back four for us. One of the new boys, Stankovic. He's an option in this position, obviously. And then we've got Marinic, who's been our player. We didn't really see him last year. We probably won't see him this year either. And then Perevic, who we've already seen, can play fill in at the back there for us if we need to. More advanced in midfield. Now, which one did I organise? It looks like it might be this one. No, Babic is obviously the kingpin in this position. Persa, I think, is going to be sort of standing next to him as the box-to-box guy. Traganovic, him. Antonio, as I said, I think there could be a useful-ish player there for us. Then we've got Kavar, who has come in to be a little bit of squad depth. Mena, who again is going to be squad depth. Now he's got his full-time deal. Hopefully he'll train on a little bit for us. And Viljak, hopefully again, came through the academy for us. his potential is not really being realised right now. So it might even be one by before the window closes. We look to send him out on loan so he can get some playing time. Then we go to striker. Now, we have got 4 options, and, well, you can decide if they're good or not. Pranjic was brilliant last year. He's been injured all pre-season, so we haven't really seen him. He hasn't got match sharpness, but we'll be working him up to match sharpness as quickly as possible. If we go down, Agul, again, he's been away with Palestine, but he looks okay to me, so we'll see what we get from him. Tadic, it'll be his last season and before he retires, I imagine. And we need him to show his experience and get the goals that may or may not come his way. And then the new boy, again, I mean, he looks, compared to those other strikers, he almost looks like the best one, doesn't he? So we'll see, again, we'll see what we get with him and how much playing time he gets. But coming in so late in the day, we need to get these guys match sharpness as well. So that's what we've got. Let me know how you think we're going to get on this year. We start away to Dinamo Zagreb, so it couldn't be any more difficult in the Zagreb derby, and maybe slight regrets of taking the piss out of them quite so much at the end of the season for us winning a trophy and them not. But anyway, if you have enjoyed this, thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and I will see you next episode as we start to get our top flight season underway. Take care.